Hi, Mira Love here with Mentorship and Spiritual Mastery. This is a series on exploring your questions. These are things that people email me or that come up in our group circles or in one-to-one sessions. And the question we're going to explore together today is, what is spiritual mastery? This is a question I get a lot because the name of my offerings is the practice of spiritual mastery. So people want to know what I mean by this term. When I use the term spiritual mastery, I mean it in the most literal way because the root meaning of the term offers you a complete spiritual path, a path that's simple, truly inclusive, and really inspiring. So let me share with you what the root meaning of spiritual mastery reveals. The word spiritual, at its root, refers to the source that brings forth more life. Anything that brings forth more life is spiritual. And because all living things intuitively know how to bring forth more life, all living things are spiritual in nature. You are born intuitively knowing how to bring forth more life. That knowing is always within you, always expressing through you. You know it in your body. You know it in your being. In every moment, your intuitive wisdom is sending messages of which way to turn that will expand your life force. Now, you may not always be consciously aware of those messages. You may not trust the intuitive wisdom that is sending you those messages. You may not trust the messages that you're receiving about what actually brings you alive. You may even have been taught to reject that knowing. Many of us have. You may have been told that your source wisdom, your intuitive knowing, is not real. But that does not negate the fact that it is real and that the most true thing about you is that you are spiritual. Spiritual here is not an adjective. It's not some quality that you could have or not have, that you could have more of or less of. Spiritual here acts as a noun. The force that brings forth more life is spiritual. Spiritual is you. You are the source that brings forth more life, period. Now, the word mastery. And for the moment, let's strip the word mastery of all the hierarchical, racist, misogynist, ableist, power over connotations that have gotten associated with mastery or with being a master in the last few thousand years. Especially the religious or so-called spiritual versions of hierarchical, racist, misogynist, ableist, all the isms and the it's, all these power over expressions. Let's strip those away and again, look at the meaning of the word directly in order to foster an inspiring connection with the energy of mastery. The word mastery simply means having great skill in relation to something. One definition that I read, which I really like, I can't remember what dictionary it's from, but anyway, it says mastery describes the state of knowing or doing something so well that you experience no difficulty with it. No difficulty. The master has a profound ease in relationship to the realm of their mastery. They're not struggling. They're free to play, to be creative. Such an empowered place to be. So, returning to our original question, what is spiritual mastery? Spiritual mastery is the state of having great skill in being the source that brings forth more life. I'll say that again. This is my perspective on the term. Spiritual mastery is the state of having great skill in being the source that brings forth more life. Isn't that beautiful? And like any form of mastery, you will build your great skill through practice. You consciously engage in the practice of spiritual mastery. All of us can practice being the source that brings forth more life. We can practice it all day long. You don't have to change your circumstances to experience spiritual mastery. You can practice spiritual mastery without waiting for anyone else to approve of you or to agree with you or show you the way to do it. You don't need to contort yourself into convoluted trainings to achieve some special realizations. You don't have to purify yourself through heavy processing. You don't have to grow through suffering like that in order to be a spiritual master. It's not required. The practice of spiritual mastery is a path of growing through joy. It's very relaxing, very regulating to the whole nervous system, because no matter what is going on, no matter how much stimulus is raging outside or within, as a spiritual master, you are only attending to one thing, moment to moment to moment. And that is being the source that brings forth more life right now. And whatever that path is, whatever unique way your intuitive wisdom guides you, that is the direction that you turn in. Everything else in your life will shape itself to express that one nourishing vision. And you can let this be easy. In the state of spiritual mastery, you are free from struggle. It's the most natural thing in the world for you to be the source that brings forth more life. You were born into that. You are already doing it. And remember, you don't have to figure out how to do this. It's not a thinking thing. Spiritual mastery is not something that you learn or earn. It's a state that you consciously inhabit. You already are spiritual. You already have the intuitive wisdom within to discern what nourishes your life force and what does not. You know in your being, in your body, what nourishes your life. Let yourself play with that knowing. Let yourself embody it. Let yourself express it. Let yourself nurture life in your own unique way. And you will find that as your practice deepens, you will develop an exquisite, unshakable connection with your source wisdom. Outer and inner dramas will cease to interest you. You will begin to experience a steady continuum of spontaneously being the source that brings forth more life. And that is so much fun. In this state, you will discover that you are truly alive with good forces everywhere you go. So see how it feels for you to relax into consciously being the source that brings forth more life. You can start right now. And if you want to share with me any of your direct experiences of spiritual mastery, please do so in the comments below. I really love hearing about your journeys because we are growing together through joy. Or you can send along other questions that come up for this series. And if this resonated with you, please share the good forces here with others. And yes, please click and like and subscribe so that others can find support on their sacred way. Thank you for sharing in this exploration with me. I'm really grateful to be practicing together on this channel. In the video description are all the links for connecting in our live group circles, retreats, or for one-on-one mentorship with me. May there be more growth through joy because of our connection here. Hope to see you soon.